Welcome back to another episode of Ren's Wasteland Camp Reviews / Dumpster Fires of the Commonwealth. This again is Punchline. Most of the characters on that I run are named after comic book characters that I liked or liked the concept of. Punchline is the Joker's latest comrade in the Batman series. She's one of the few new characters that I like. So we're gonna go over here and check out Bethal's camp because Bethal is here. It's cheap. I like cheap. Like I like wine. Actually, I don't like wine. Wine tastes like dog shit. It's like grape juice is going off. It's just not a good thing. I'm not a real big vinegar fan, so, you know. So we have a resource camp with a little bit of a garden around it. A few other resource collectors here. No stair going in this side. One of my biggest complaints with Bethesda is the fact that you can build a camp with no stairs and walk up into it like this. Why do I say that's a complaint? Well, I'll explain as I go. Basically, what happens is if you have or use foundations in your builds for multiple layering technique, which is what I like to do with a lot of my builds, you'll figure out real quick that the certain sides of foundation, well, technically all of the sides of foundations, have these invisible stairwells that are built onto them, so you don't really need stairs. This is their work area. A little bit of bowling fun. Curative area. Grandma lives here. She's got her own little house. Good Lord. So I rate camps on a scale of 1 to 10. And that rating is based solely on whether or not... Damn it, that's not fair. That's the yellow one. So, that rating is based solely on a couple of different things. This is a resource gathering camp. It's not meant for much else. It's got a few gardens associated with it, but it's mainly here to gather resources. Everything from concrete to acid to honey to oil to, I mean, it's resources. That's what this place is here for. It functions as a camp. It's functional as a camp. It is not, however, aesthetically pleasing in any way, shape, or form. It is not a house. It is basically the equivalent to having stuck a warehouse down and just stuck. Whoa, that's nice. Stuck stuff in it. And it is apparently near a Mothman fire. I forget this one is here all the time. Or has it always been here? Well, there's a Mothman down there, as you can see. Let me just hide here for a minute. I'm going to slip into photo mode. Go down here and turn off depth of field. I'm going to slide this camera out. And we're going to go ahead and toggle the menu so it's not in the way. And then I'm going to slide on down here. And I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing right now and how this is broken. I use a custom INI file that allows me to manipulate my camera in photo mode as I'm doing now. For filming purposes, I use it whenever I film videos, lore videos, or whenever I come up with a good story that I just want to tell, or when I see things like this that I just want to sneak up by and just really take a good look at. Because you don't get to see these things up close and personal all the time, and when you do see them, it's usually not the red-eyed version. It's usually the kind of purple-eyed version, or the other-eyed version. My character's sitting up there on that tree stump on the hill. You can still see it from where we're at. But I always like doing this kind of stuff when I can, because especially on days like this is like the perfect time to do this kind of stuff. You can make some really interesting videos, and it adds a lot of B-roll. I mean, you can get some really good B-roll doing this, to be honest. But it's just so cool that like you can do this, and that the INI file is all that's really required to do it. Again, this is on PC. This is not on any other format. Now, the house behind me that we just looked at, this one over here, I mean, it is what it is. It serves its purpose. So I'm only going to give it a 3 because it is what it is. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's not meant to be. The person that built it has no idea what aesthetically pleasing is for a house. They just know that they have a bunch of stuff that they want to put out, and some stuff they want to show off, and some stuff they want to have out so they can use. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick peek at this house in the way that I would if I were building it for myself and I was going to, shoot a video for it. Now, the funny thing is, the person that's there can't really see me doing this because I'm over there in that tree stump. And the other problem is, whenever you do this kind of stuff, with this camera, unlike the one that is the build camera, you can't pass through objects. Everything is here for you. You can hit it. You'll get stuck. You'll get bounced by hitboxes, and pathing becomes an issue. You have to plan your pathing when you do this kind of stuff. This is the dumbest way to film a camp currently. The easiest way is to use your camera that is associated with the camp that you are in and film it that way with the person's permission and be on their personal team to do this kind of stuff. I'm not, but I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of a show. So whenever I'm done filming this, and this is what I find amusing about this, they have put up things like the spike boards all over the place because they're worried about, like, mole rats and things showing up and attacking their stuff. The easy way to get around that is to actively build defenses that are capable of defending it. The issue that they've got is the defenses they have, like this gun right here, and that one there, for instance, should be down on this lower level. They should be on the plane that I am flying through right now, right in this area. This is what defends your camp from that angle, not something up there, because up there it doesn't have any sensors. You can't see it. You'd be better off putting a container or something out here, like they did over here, for instance, and placing their turrets directly on those. Although this ramp and stair thing, the catwalk, isn't the best way to go either. But it's still better than that. So, anyway. Needless to say, I get a lot of fun doing this stuff. I like showing you new stuff or different stuff when I can. So I'm showing you this just so you have an understanding of what it's like to be a little crazy and have modded your game, even to the slight point that you're using a modified INI file, so that you can film better in-game than the game originally intended you to. Now, the problem with doing this is the only reason that this looks the way it does and it doesn't look like crap is because I have been in this region and I have got the LOD in this area already down, meaning that I'm here and everything is actually physically here. Because if you go to an area, like say, I'm going to run my camera out this way just as far as I want to. Now I've got this set to walking speed too. I actually reduced the speed of my camera to the point where it does not go fast. There is no way to get it to go fast because of the speed that I have it set in that INI preference file that I'm using, which the information about that is available on Nexus if you want to use it yourself. There are a few mods that are available on Nexus. This is one of those. You just have to tweak the INI settings a bit to get it to work the way you want to. Now, whenever you go to an area where your character hasn't been and the LOD and that area haven't completely loaded in, you get this like you do over here, which is vast areas of nothing. The terrain is there. You get the billboards for the area that you'd see from the area that you've already been in. But if you look down, the grass is going. Critters aren't all forming in the way they're supposed to. Rocks aren't here. It's just... it just doesn't work. as Todd would say. But that being said, there's a lot that can be done. So I'm going to go over here to the next camp, which is Agralox camp. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, drink myself into mobility because I'm carrying a little bit too much weight. And actually, let's go over here. We'll hit this one first. The KBXA's camp, because it just literally came into being on this server. But, as I was saying, I tweaks, easy to do on PC. You can't really do it on any of the consoles, so you're bound to use the camera that is built into your build camera and build mode for doing that kind of stuff, or you're gonna have to move around a lot. Because the camera, although it does have a certain amount of distance, it does not have anywhere near the distance that I have mine set up for. But it can be done. I've done it before in the past. I did it a lot in the past before I figured out how this mod worked. And before a friend of mine showed me how to make it work. So, yeah, I'm as big an idiot as anybody else. So this thing has been built out of multiple flooring sets. At least it looks like it from this angle. You've got the wood foundations. You've got the foundations from the vault. You've got their house built up on stilts, which is effectively a floating house, but they use the pylons to make it look like it's got more support. I don't know why they put the suitcase down there, other than they just decided it was a good idea. Got a nice display area for weapons and stuff. They've effectively built themselves a warehouse to display their stuff. You got a bedroom back here in this back corner. They've got guns set up on the interior so that if something spawns in here, and it looks like it's a bit of a work in progress, meaning it's not completely done yet. I have a feeling that the wallpaper will continue on throughout the entire building at some point in the future. If you're going to do something like this, by the way, and you're going to use the same wallpaper throughout, you might as well double wall your area like this so that you can get the wallpaper on both sides. It's not hard to do. It's actually fairly easy to do. I have a tutorial that'll show you how to do it and what you do it with. This camp is basically, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I've seen worse. I've seen worse today. Not on this server, but on the other server that I was on a little bit ago, it was definitely worse. It's an interesting location to build in. People build here all the time. It's basically a water treatment thing, or a survival camp, or a good place to put a vendor camp so that you can sell off stuff that you don't need. And in their case, they're also using it as a material resource gathering camp, which is what most of that stuff is over there. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, doesn't have a bathroom. It is a house, but it's kind of a... If you're going to do this for a porch, in all honesty, if you're going to use the pillars like this, you might as well just go ahead and snap another set in up to the next level to get that to work. And then you have, continuous set of support going up to make it look like it all works the way it's supposed to. Not a great camp, not even a particularly good camp in all honesty. It's not a bad camp either. I'm only going to give it a 3 because they're not done with it yet. It's still under construction. If they were completely finished with it, I might give it a higher score, or I might give it a lower score based on what they do with it. But that upper level is definitely a work in progress. So I'm just going to give them a 3 because right now it just serves the purpose for what it's here for. So, yeah, not bad. Not great, but not bad. Alright, now then, let's go ahead and head over to this one. And again, I'm going to have to drink or eat something to get myself motivated to go there. Let's go with eat. I have too much stuff to eat and too much stuff to drink. So, camp location. Here's something to think about. When you build your camp, when you're first looking at it, if you don't know what you want to build there, set out your box, your camp box, set out a foundation and a few odds and ends item-wise, and hang out and try and figure out where the enemies are going to spawn in at and how they're going to attack your camp. Because in many cases, that can be the part that's hardest to do. Uh-huh. Interesting. A lot. Little bit of a display area. By the way, that's an underground camp, if I'm not mistaken. Hello. How's it going? I have not seen anybody build one of these into their house before. So this is a new one on me. If you've seen people that do this kind of stuff on the regular, let me know. I kind of want to check out more of this kind of stuff. I mean, this is basically a display camp. It's a display piece. They have a little bit of a workroom and work area, it looks like. There's a bedroom there. Vault door to nowhere. Another thing up here. But, yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, that's how I rate camps. It's all based on whether or not you have used a prefab. You get 2 points. If you have used or made a bathroom, you get 1 point. If you build a structure that looks like it fits in to the natural locations of the game, I will give you more points because that takes creativity. If you just built a prefab and decorated it, I will give you points based on your creativity. Based on that. So this camp, I'll be honest, it took a lot more time to put the stuff together that's on display than it has to build this box and stick the stuff out. I'm only going to give it a 4. I would probably give it more if it were finished, but it isn't even finished. I'm giving it a 4 because I know how long it takes to do the decorating and get everything the way it is on the interior. But, yeah. So this has been Ren for Ren's Wasteland Camp Review / Dumpster Fires of the Commonwealth. Now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go check out this camp behind me and I'm going to film another episode. Because, you know, it's too easy not to. Nah, I'll go check it out now before I stop this one. So you're going to get a bonus one on this one. Plus the flying through. This one is built strictly... That's an interesting trick. Haven't seen that happen. So they actually have a bot spawning up on top of their prefab, which is kind of cool. They've got the Santatron and the reindeer out here to pull it. They've got their prefab, which gives them 2 points. I swear it sounds like there's a Santa Claus. I was like, what the hell? Didn't need that. Now I'm carrying more weight yet again. So he came in and he broke some stuff back here. The problem with building in this location is stuff comes in through here all the time. or spawns just outside of here, or right in here, or right up there, apparently. So you need to be aware of that when you build here. The prefab is pool room on the bottom, workroom up here, a little bit of a conference room, and a little bit of a bedroom up here. Yeah. So this one here, I'm only going to give a 3. It's not a great build. It's not a terrible build, but it's just, it's here. It is what it is. It's not decorated well enough to get higher than a 3, and it's not got enough stuff to make it higher than a 3 currently. But that's what I mean by if you use a prefab. I'll give you 2 points guaranteed. I'll give you an extra point if you decorate it at all. But it's not decorated really well. It's just okay. One of the things, by the way, if you're using this prefab, you may want to consider is you can technically glitch your power inside of these containers if you do it properly. Just a little point of fact for you. Anyway, so this has been Ren for Ren's Wasteland Camp Reviews. This is Punchline. We'll be back with you again in a little bit. You guys have a good time.